Forecast first, sponsored by Matex Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing.
We've been cloudy all day. We should stay that way for the rest of the evening into tonight, with temperatures still in the upper 30s and low 40s, 38 in Decatur as well as in Taylorville, 39 in Mattoon, and 41 in Champaign, which is where we have our Adams Memorial Skycam looking over the roofing diagonal overlooking the State Farm Center. We got the cloudy skies out there. Winds still pretty calm out there, which is nice, but it's been cloudy and cool across the area today. We're calling for more clouds overnight tonight with some clearing at times, but we're calling for more showers for the day tomorrow. WCIA 3 News starts right now.
You're watching your local news leader. This is WCIA 3 News at 5.
This is just an unprecedented number of people that are seeking unemployment.
An historic surge of jobless claims crashed the state's unemployment system last week. Now it is back up and running. Good evening. I am Paul CICCHINI. We are awaiting an update now from the White House from the coronavirus task force. The president could come to us at any moment. We will break into our news coverage to go to the White House and hear from the coronavirus task force. And again, that could come at any moment. But for now, we will continue our newscast as scheduled. Tens of thousands of people are out of work, and that number is expected to climb as several other states join Illinois in ordering their citizens to stay at home. Our Capitol Bureau Chief Mark Maxwell is live in Springfield tonight. So, Mark, the state's Department of Unemployment Security has been very busy in recent days.
Paul, we'll get weekly updates as to how many people are filing these jobless claims, but in just a 3-day stretch last week, we saw 64,000 workers in Illinois file a claim seeking unemployment insurance due to the coronavirus-related slowdown in the economy as more and more people start to stay home. In fact, that surge of jobless claims was so high that the state's online system was overwhelmed over the weekend as so many people tried to apply for unemployment. Some of you in our audience may have noticed the interruption if you try to log on or apply for unemployment in recent days. Today, during his daily press conference, Governor Pritzker explained, "We've just never seen this many people try to apply for unemployment insurance all at once, not even during the housing crash or the recession."
The systems that we had that were supporting the online applications wasn't robust enough to take all of the applications that were coming in at one time. And so we're porting that system entirely over to a much more expansive foundational software system and server, so we won't have any of those problems going forward.
The Department of Employment Security assures us tonight that on an online website, their system is back up and running. A statement from a spokesperson said that, quote, due to an unprecedented web traffic, the website experienced outages intermittently throughout the day. Last Monday, March 16, those outages lasted anywhere from seconds to 10 minutes. They recommend to avoid peak hours between 10 a.m. and 3 p.m. If you're still trying to apply, do so, but you'll get better luck outside of that window. You can also fill out a job. You cannot fill out a jobless claim on a smartphone. You'll need a computer or a laptop to do that. Otherwise, you can also call in. But keep in mind, hundreds of state workers at the Department of Employment Security are also working from home, working remotely as they try to process this unprecedented historic surge of jobless claims in Illinois. For now, reporting live in Springfield, Mark Maxwell, WCIA 3, your local news leader.
All right, Mark, thanks. Now, if you do need to file a claim for unemployment, you can do so at illinois.gov/IDES or by calling 800-244-5631. Now, we caught up with a man in Tolono who is coming up on the end of his jobless benefits. Sean Talbott has been trying to find a new job, but says there aren't many prospects. Instead, he's hoping for an extension to his unemployment checks.
Anybody that signs up for unemployment has to prove that they are actually looking for work, but with this virus going around, you're going to have a lot more hard time trying to find a job.
Talbot says he's tried calling the Illinois Department of Employment Security, but he only gets a busy signal. Congressman Rodney Davis says he's prepared to return to the Capitol to vote on a stimulus package. This comes after Speaker Nancy Pelosi said the House might try to craft its own measure. Today, during an interview on the WCIA 3 morning show, he accused Senate Democrats of playing politics during a national crisis, but also offered praise and thanks for those on the front lines.
This is not a time for politics. This is a time for actually getting things done together. Everybody can be criticized in a disaster response, especially after the fact. We don't need any Monday morning quarterbacking while we're in the midst of this. Let's sit down, say thank you to those officials who are actually doing things right.
We also asked Davis about people in central Illinois who are stuck abroad and trying to return home. He says his team is working with them. With the stay-at-home order in effect, the new rush hour in Champaign-Urbana is not rush. The busiest part of town is University Avenue, where doctors, nurses, and other hospital staff continue to go into work with the hope of keeping others safe and healthy. Downtown Urbana, people say they're only running errands when it's absolutely necessary. Cecilia Fitzgerald says it is difficult because she just had her son.
I pretty much locked down just as soon as I heard this thing was around. So I don't know, I kind of am a person of habit anyway, so I'm a homebody, so I haven't really had anybody come by really to see him since he was born.
The stay-at-home order will remain in effect through at least April 7th. There are 3 confirmed cases of COVID-19 in Champaign County. The 2 most recent cases are U of I employees. WCIA 3's Karina Rubio has more on how the university is responding.
Like you said, 2 university employees have COVID-19. We don't know which departments they work in because of privacy rules. The U of I says it has not put into place any new safety measures with the 2 cases because they've been preparing for this ahead of time. The university says the protocol they have now is the best way to handle the situation. Before Governor Pritzker issued the stay-at-home order, the school was telling people who are able to work from home to start doing that.
We had already implemented all of the requirements that you would want to have to be safe and well, and so we knew we were going to have cases at some point, and we were ready when that happened.
And since the stay-at-home order, the U of I also started limiting the number of essential employees entering school buildings. That means the people who can't work from home, like janitors or lab researchers, are now working in smaller numbers. In Champaign, Karina Rubio, WCIA 3, your local news leader.
In other news, police made an arrest after responding to gunfire in Champaign early this morning. Police went to Paula Drive and Joanne Lane after hearing the shots. When they arrived, they saw a man running from the scene. Police say he got rid of a weapon. 24-year-old Miguel Lucio was arrested for reckless discharge of a firearm and unlawful use of a weapon by a felon. Again, we are keeping an eye on the White House, awaiting news from the president's coronavirus task force. We will bring that news conference to you live when it happens. Many stores are supposed to be closed during the stay-at-home order, while Family Video is allowed to be open. Plus, you've seen drive-through restaurants, but what about drive-through distilleries where you can pick up a growler to go?